Alright everybody, welcome back. It's been quite some time since I made a video, but we're back here again since the dust has settled to do our best to objectively rank the Call of Duty games, and I'm here with my friend Mr. Jeremy Godfrey.
Hello, everybody.
And he's looking at my screen through Discord, and what we're going to do is take all the Call of Duty games we know and have something to say about and do our best from our own experience to put them in the respective categories. Now, the reason we're doing this is because, like, I think it was last week I was on Twitter and I saw somebody, they did a tier list for Call of Duty games, and me and Jeremy were talking about it. We were like, like, you have to you can't rank these games just based on your own experience alone or one or two things about the games you like. Call of Duty games have a lot of moving parts, and you have to consider all that when you rank them. And I didn't really, after thinking about it, me and Jeremy didn't really agree with much of that tier list, so we thought it might be a good idea to get the opinions that matter the most, me and his, and
put our own spin on it.
Pretty much. We've been playing I've been playing since COD 4. I don't know how long you've been playing.
Yeah, I started around the same. Like, I played COD 4, but I didn't have like Xbox Live or anything like that. So it was just mostly like the campaign, the local matches, and stuff like that.
Yeah, I was pretty much the same thing. I didn't have Live for a little while, and campaigns are a big part of Call of Duty. Sometimes they're incredible and they're the best part of the game, and other times they are absent.
Other times you just don't have them. Yeah,
pretty much. So the tier list I have on my screen here, I edited a little bit here. So I put S, which is the best of the best, all around. You can recommend this Call of Duty game to somebody, and no matter what game mode they play, they'll like it. A is kind of the same thing, but not the best of the best Call of Duty games that are still all around good, but not up there with like the greats or like the classic games. B, just below A, is all around. There are some modes that are weaker than others, but like you can still pick up, say, zombies or a campaign and enjoy it, but you don't know if you'd recommend it to somebody. And then in C, I thought this was an important tier list, an important tier to add, because there are times when a Call of Duty game has like a really strong multiplayer or a really strong like co-op mode, but in other but the other stuff is not that good at all. And we'll talk about some games like that. And then in D, we just have mediocre throughout. Like I don't think objectively there are any terrible Call of Duty games. These are AAA games that a lot of thought and development time go into. So to just say a Call of Duty game is like terrible and unplayable, that's not. I don't think there is a Call of Duty game that's just unplayable. I don't know if you feel the same way.
Right, terrible. I mean, I think there might be one listed here, but we'll have to see. But
yeah,
I think objectively, I don't think there is like a flat out just terrible Call of Duty game, because they all sell a lot, and somebody likes like each game to some degree.
Yeah, exactly. Like there are some these games aren't. We'll talk about that, but and then below D, I just don't know enough, like games we haven't played enough of to give an opinion on. So I guess we'll go ahead and start right here. I think this is the first Call of Duty game I have never played.
The first, I played the demo of it when it was on Xbox Live, which is I think like the first, like it's like the tutorial mission, then like the first mission after that, and it I can't say a lot about it. I didn't really play enough of it.
All right, so
I'm sure for the time, it was probably like the coolest shit in the world, but playing it now, kinda.
Well, like, I mean, it might have been, but shooters, in the early 2000s, there were a lot of there weren't that many options to choose from. But when you think of like. Because when you think of Call of Duty and what shooter really took the series off, you don't think of the first one.
Yeah. Also, it didn't have multiplayer.
Yeah, and in its defense, I don't know if there. I mean, how many online shooters were there in, like, I don't know when this game came out, 2001, 2?
Let me check, actually. I actually don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. But we're gonna put this in don't know enough because we've
Yeah,
like 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 we said, we started with Call of Duty 4 mostly. I mean, I played
came
was
out in
this
2003. What the?
yeah, I
What? Holy hell! Wait, hold on. When did Halo 1 come out?
Halo 1 came out 2001?
2000. Yeah, yeah. Put that in. Don't know.
We don't know. We just don't. I don't know if and here's Call of Duty
That
the the big
big
red
red
one.
one. Oh man, I had that on GameCube. I played that a bunch.
All right, so I mean, you were obviously super young, so I don't know what you
Yeah,
can say about.
I put that in. Don't know. Yeah, I played that. I played that way too young. So I wouldn't say that was my first Call of Duty, but I was still young enough to like not really know about it.
All right,
To really not know anything.
you're not sitting down like Socrates debating whether or not this game is incredible because you're literally a child.
Yeah.
So we're just gonna put that in don't know. Uh, Call of Duty 3 and Call of Duty 2. Well, I guess
The
we'll start with
only
3.
uh, the only thing I remember, I played a little bit of it. The only thing I remember is that they had those vehicles in like some of the multiplayer match, which I thought was kind of cool.
Was that the first Call of Duty with vehicles? Is that something we can say definitively?
I think, yeah, yeah, I'm pretty sure it is.
All right, so that's something
Pretty
to
sick.
note because Call of Duty 3 first, first vehicles you could operate.
3 had like actual like these little like car things with like the little seats on the side, so you and like a teammate can ride them.
Do you think that you know enough about the game to put it somewhere on the tier list, though?
Not at all.
No. All right. So we don't feel comfortable putting putting Call of Duty 3 somewhere. You know, if we don't know enough, we're just gonna say so. Call of Duty 2, I did play a lot of. I did play a lot of it on 360. I played multiplayer. I played some of the campaign, and I think I know it decent enough to rank this one actually. I don't know if how
I
did you play any Call of Duty 2?
I genuinely think no, I played like maybe like a half hour of it one day when I went to like the library with a couple of friends, and they just had I don't know why they had this on the computer first of all, but they just had these on the computer, and we just did a couple local matches. It didn't last too long. I can't say that I could rank it honestly. So I really didn't play. No, I think it's like the only Call of Duty I barely touched actually.
You played it on the at the library on the computer.
Yeah, it was on a library computer.
Mom's walking by with a handful of books, seeing kids shooting people.
Shooting each other.
I was playing Pajama Sam at the library. I don't know how you got your hands on
Yeah,
Call of Duty 2.
I I still don't understand it.
I think I think I'm gonna put it in B because I remember really enjoying it. I don't feel comfortable putting it any higher because I was pretty young when I was playing this, but I did play multiplayer with some friends. I did play the campaign. Like I remember this Call of Duty game I played after I played World at War and COD 4, so I already had some experience with Call of Duty. But like it's the multiplayer was I remember it was the gunplay, at least for a game that came out in like 2005-ish, was pretty solid. And it was pretty fun. And it was a World War II game, so that's something I guess to take note of. I'm just gonna leave it in B because I don't think I don't think anyone's gonna get upset about that. I mean, it's a solid game.
Yeah, it was a launch title for the 360 too. I didn't know that.
Okay, so that's important also. It introduced a lot of people probably to Call of Duty then. So it helped
Yeah.
probably bolster popularity. But speaking of bolstering popularity in Call of Duty games, COD
Oh
4,
man. All right.
we have a lot to say.
Now I got something to talk about. All right. Well, first off, probably one of the best campaigns in the series by far.
Oh yeah.
Multiplayer, definitely really solid, especially back on the 360. Like, oh my god,
This
there was really nothing like it at the time.
this was the Call of Duty game that really took off before 1, 2, 3. You know, this is the one that really got people into the series. So, like you said,
yeah,
the
this
camp.
one definitely turned some heads. Like 1, 2, and 3, like they're like, all right, they're just like military shooters. It's all right. But then this game comes out, and it's like everybody's looking at it.
Yeah, everybody who into that at that time period was playing shooters was playing Call of Duty 4. So the campaign had a really really engaging and interesting story. It introduced characters that everyone like who played Call of Duty.
Amazing,
Yeah,
amazing character.
everyone remembers. All they're super memorable, like Captain Price, Makarov, Soap McTavish. Gaz was his name. Yeah, not Glaz. Glaz is from
Yeah,
Siege. Gaz, and there was nothing really like the Call of Duty 4 campaign because it took the element of story. It was like one of the first Call of Duties to really do this in a really. It was like almost like a big budget action thriller thing, but as a game.
in video game form, yeah.
Yeah. So campaign wise, like it had really good dialogue, really good writing, really good like action. All the gunplay was really interesting and really fun.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I don't know what. Yeah, well, I don't know what it was with this game, but like the weapons in there, the weapons and like all like the kill streaks and stuff like that, they were really nice.
Yeah, and then
Maps too. Oh man.
before we talk about the multiplayer, there was also a lot of variety in the Call of Duty 4 missions because there was the mission where you were in Chernobyl doing stealth with the silent sniper. I forget the name of the sniper, but there were missions like that, and then there were missions where you would literally push, to an entire village and just be shooting.
What was that? What was that one mission where you're? I think it was like one of the last ones when you're. We have to like run throughout like like this presidential plane or whatever, just to like assassinate the dude.
Assassinate the guy with one arm, right? What was his name?
Yeah, I think so. I don't remember his name.
It has been some time since we've played, but
But that mission was really fun because it was like on like a strict timer to like run through like a horde of enemies just to get to like the back part of the plane.
it was one of the last. Yeah, that was the last mission before the ending where you were almost killed, but then you shot Zakayev. I think that's his name, right? No, that's Black.
Yeah. I'm looking
Zakayev.
at it now. Yeah, kind of, yeah.
Okay, it was Zakayev. Yeah. Also, one of the most memorable scenes in all of Call of Duty campaigns is when you're about to get shot by him, but then you shoot. No, he's about to kill. I don't exactly remember how it goes in the end, but it's in slow motion and you shoot Zakayev. You take off his arm. So
And also, all gillied up is probably one of my favorite Call of Duty campaign levels ever.
yeah, I'll gill it up. Like that was the first stealth mission that I remember in Call of Duty.
Hmm.
And in the multiplayer, there was nothing ever like the Call of Duty 4 multiplayer in like previous shooter history. Like the map designs, just the whole format of multiplayer with the 357 kill streaks.
And the progression of it all, it was.
Yeah, it was what started everything. We have to put it in S.
It truly like basically reinvented the series almost.
Yeah, it really did, and just like I said, like you said, the progression system of ranking up and prestiging and getting unlocking stuff for your weapons, and you weren't unlocking kill streaks then, but it was this really addictive, repetitive formula that Call of Duty just kept using up until today. So props where props are due. But speaking of games, well, I don't know where I was going with that. I can't transition. Infinite Warfare. I don't have much experience with this.
Warfare.
What's
I
that?
can't. Hold on. I think I know what that game is. That's not Infinite Warfare.
That's not. Is
I'm
that Black
pretty
Ops
sure.
Declassified? Hold on, I can zoom in. Declassified is on here. I know that. What the hell?
I have never touched that game in my life, but I see gameplay of it, and it's basically like it's almost like a bootleg call it like a bootleg Black Ops. It's so weird.
It's for the. Is it for just
Vita.
PSP? Vita.
It's
Okay.
only on the Vita.
I. You know, you're right because like most things I hear about this game make it sound like crap. Make it sound like fucking dog shit. But I never played it, so I maybe it is a lot of fun. You know.
Yeah, I haven't played it myself. I've just gone off of what I've seen.
We don't
I'd say
know.
put in don't yeah, just put in don't know, but
We've
it
heard
is a
some.
very fun game.
Does it look like kind of like Call of Duty on the DS or Black Ops on the DS?
Yeah, almost. Yeah, it looks like one like the iOS zombie ports.
All right. Well, if we know anything about those weren't the best Call of Duty has to offer, but we don't know. We haven't played it. So, but contentious games. Call of
Black
Duty Black
Ops
Ops 4.
4. Oh man,
Where to
man, I
begin?
was so excited for that game. So excited.
Black Ops 4 was the first Call of Duty Black Ops that the zombies was going to not feature the main cast of characters. Well, until after Blood of the Dead, right? No, maybe I'm
I
thinking Black
think.
Ops 3.
Yeah, you think? Yeah, that was. Yeah, you think of Black Ops 3.
That's right. No, okay. Yeah, that's right because Black Ops 4 Zombies
They
had
Black
Blood.
Ops 4. It came out with 3 maps on launch, which was 9, Blood of the Dead, and I
Voyage of
pretty sure
Despair
Classified.
and Voyage of
Oh
Despair.
yeah, it came out with 4 maps. That's right.
It did come out with 4,
Yeah, yeah, it came out with 4 fucking maps.
but I think didn't you have to like buy Classified or you had to pre-order it to get
Yeah,
Classified?
a season pass exclusive for a while.
All
I don't
right.
think they put it out separately later, but I don't remember.
So Black Ops 4 launched base game with 3 zombies maps. And then I think you're right because you had to get the season pass to get Classified. So if you did get the
Yeah,
season pass, or was it called the season pass? Wasn't it called something else, the Black Ops pass or something?
something like that.
It was called. It wasn't called the season
Yeah,
pass.
I think it was a Black Ops pass or some stupid thing like that.
So Call of Duty Black Ops 4, Jeremy and I super excited mainly just for the zombies and
Yeah.
seeing the trailer for Blood of the Dead,
Oh man.
like really because we
Like,
love Mob of
like
the
the
Dead.
like the new maps, the new universe they were bringing in what was it, Chaos Crew and stuff. That looked cool, but after the Black Ops 3's ending, I really want to know what they were going to do after that. And Blood of the Dead, oh man. And yeah, it's based off of one of the like best zombies maps of all time. So it's a very hype for it.
That was some of the most hype we'd been for a zombies map because for all the reasons you had just listed. And Blood of the Dead was a mess. It was a
Yeah,
mess.
oh my god,
But that's just one part of Black Ops 4. Blood of the
the
Dead.
whole game was just man. I don't know what happened. Like Black Ops 3 was like it was really good. It was a little rough in the beginning, but it ended up just being really good in the end. But Black Ops 4,
Black Ops 4 had a really, really rushed development cycle. I remember that. Black Ops 4 released. It was like the only Call of Duty to release in October, than as opposed to November. So it felt
yeah,
extra rushed. And I feel like that extra month of development really, really could have helped the game because there were
yeah.
so many
Oh,
crashes.
dude, trying to boot this game up at launch was just not possible.
Yeah, you would crash doing anything really, especially if you
Yeah,
were trying to attempt the Easter eggs. Like you were bound to crash. I remember you and me crashing a lot and watching other
yeah.
YouTubers crash. Um,
It was extremely rough at launch.
I do want to say though, as much of a mess Blood of the Dead was, I really did like 9. I think 9 is a great map aesthetically, and I'm not a huge fan of what they did. Black Ops 4 was like super ambitious with zombies, like overly ambitious to the point where I feel like it really hurt the gameplay.
Yeah, I think they were trying to change up too many things at once, and it ended up just hurting the overall product.
They really did. No Jug was very contentious. and all the whole
Yeah,
perk system
wow.
was weird. What did they replace Gobblegums with?
It
Elixirs?
was yeah, it was yeah, it was just rebranded Gobblegum, but I guess they want to nerf Gobblegum a little bit because it was kind of busted in Black Ops 3.
Oh my god, it was. It really
So
was.
I guess they want to change it up a little bit, and it kind of worked, I guess, but throughout the whole time I played Black Ops 4, I found no use for any of the elixirs. I just didn't feel like using them.
And yeah, the it,
I I did like the creative class format they brought over for like the multiplayer side of things, but I just didn't like what they did with the perks.
neither did I. I really didn't. I'm trying to think about what else they brought into zombies because I'm confusing it. I'm confusing some of the stuff they did in Black Ops 4 with the stuff they did in Cold War. But Cold War is definitely obviously a different game. But Black Ops 4, well, the DLC maps I only played. I really didn't play any of them actually.
I played. I tried to. I played most of them.
Yeah.
I liked Classified. I like.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait. What was the second? Oh, the first Chaos DLC map. That map is awful. That map is God. Dead of the Night is the worst zombies map I ever played.
I've heard that from many people. Dead of the Night.
Oh man.
There was okay, so wait, also the DLC zombies maps in Black Ops 4, at least the ones for the Ether story were all remasters, right? Like all of them.
Yes, that was extremely contentious with people. They did nobody like that. Like, cause like one or two, like Blood of the Dead. Okay, that's a well beloved zombies map.
Yeah.
All right, that's fine. Classified. All right, five's kind of cool. Yeah, that'll work.
No, yeah, they
And
never did that to 5.
then we got Nuketown Zombies.
What was that called again? Alpha Omega or something?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Alpha Omega Sin, the YouTuber.
I don't know a single person who just like, I can't wait to play five right now. I don't think not five, fucking Nuketown Zombies. I don't think anybody really likes that map that much.
Nuketown Zombies was just a gimmick. It was just a gimmick map to like as a bonus thing in the first Black Ops that it was just an extra piece of content. Whereas remastering it now to add it to the story in Black Ops 4 is like a real slap in the face.
It just feels weird. I don't know. It's just weird. And I think the last one was Call of the Dead, and that one hurt me bad because Call of the Dead's my favorite zombie map.
I love Call of the Dead too. And that also has the Victus crew, right? Is that what they're called?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I never played that map. I saw some gameplay, but like, Jesus Christ, I never thought those characters would ever return. Not that I don't like them, but like that, I guess they really had to tie up all the loose ends in the story because it was just all over the place.
I get that, I really do, but like they brought them back and then killed them in the same map. So like, what was the point?
They died and buried too. They died twice.
Yeah, they get no happy endings.
They really don't. I can't really speak. So tell me about that map. How is that map different from the original Call of the Dead? Like
it is.
Well, no George, of course.
Yeah, no, yeah, obviously they can't put him in there. There is a nice little Easter egg with him in there that's really nice. I appreciate, but overall, it just doesn't feel like a final, like a finale. It doesn't like say what you will about Revelations, but like Tagged or Toten, it doesn't feel like an ending to anything.
No,
I didn't. I didn't do the Easter egg because I didn't touch any of the Easter eggs in Black Ops 4, but
we did Blood of the Dead, I think.
No, every time I tried to do that Easter egg, it glitched out.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's right. We did try, but it would always blue screen.
Yeah,
man. I guess let's just get back to the base game here of Call of Duty Black Ops 4. So we talked about the zombies. The zombies was really all over the place. A lot of the maps were remasters and not originals. Aside from aside from the Chaos story, which the maps were hit or miss there. I liked 9. I didn't really like
Yeah.
Voyage. I thought Voyage was way too like big. Like I know that's a weird complaint for a zombies map, but it was just kind of confusing to navigate.
Yeah, yeah, 100%. I did after repeated playthroughs. I did grow to appreciate that map, but yeah, it is. I think it was way too big for its own good.
Right. And I don't think any zombies fans were really into the chaos story. They just cared about the ether story, the story that they had known and followed for years. So it
Yeah,
not to say the chaos story wasn't a good story. You know, obviously I don't remember much of it.
yeah, it was interesting, but again, nobody really cared. You know, that we want to see what was going on with Ether after again following the story for so long.
Right. So enough about zombies now. We know that the zombies did not hit the mark, and it was pretty disappointing. It was overly ambitious, and now we're going to talk about the multiplayer in Black Ops 4, which, from memory, I actually kind of enjoyed. It was different.
Yeah,
The stim.
I like what they were going for. They were trying to like change up the formula a little bit. You know, have more like a team, like I guess a team focus on like everything. So I guess they took some inspiration. I don't want to say they just saw up like Overwatch and other team shooters and like, hey, we can try and do that.
I mean, yeah, I mean, that's probably what they drew inspiration from at the time. That's what was really popular, team-based shooters. So
Yeah,
you can't really knock them for that. I liked. I didn't really think sliding was no was Black Ops 4 boots on the ground.
yeah, it was boots on the ground. It
Okay.
still had sliding, and I
Yeah,
did it have wall. No, it didn't have wall running. Yeah, it was boots on the ground.
it was boots on the
It was
ground. Yeah,
still extremely fast paced though, and I like that.
it was very fast paced.
Although I don't know off the top of my head any memorable maps.
No, I don't either.
Nothing original from the game, I should say.
Black Ops 4. Uh, yeah, I don't know. It all kind of blends together. You know, all the
Yeah,
maps. I don't really. I remember enjoying Black Ops 4's multiplayer. I didn't really have any
yeah,
the multiplayer in most Call of Duties I've enjoyed, but you know there are definitely complaints here and there. The gunplay in Black Ops 4 was really good from what I remember.
it was it was definitely good, especially now since it was the first game in a while to not have regenerating health. So
Yeah,
it was definitely different.
that was a really cool. I think that was a really cool introduction in Black Ops 4. Just like because you really had to think about when to use your stim and it definitely made things a little more interesting gameplay wise.
Yeah.
And the campaign, there was no campaign in Black Ops
Let's
4,
talk about that one.
but there was a battle royale mode called Blackout.
Yeah, they really hopped on the trend with that one, covered a whole campaign for it.
They scrapped the campaign. The campaign was being developed, and somewhere along the lines, they stopped developing it and instead switched focuses to making a battle royale, which I think they did a really good job on. I think Blackout was really fun.
Yeah,
Sometimes,
it was. Yeah, I enjoyed it a lot. It was definitely a ton of fun. A lot of like shenanigans can go off in there. Lot of goofy stuff like the zombies and other stuff popping up. But it was definitely a ton of fun.
it was really a nod to Call of Duty fans because there were areas that were like zombies maps, like actual zombies
Yeah,
maps. There were areas that were multiplayer maps. It was just a really like Call of Duty based battle royale with vehicles and all, and you know it it was really enjoyable. You know, I don't really love battle royales. I think you could just run around for 10 minutes, not find anybody, and then die. So you just wasted 10 minutes of your
yeah.
life. But I mean, with friends, like most things, like
It's good. It was nice, dumb fun. It's like they just took the framework of what made the multiplayer so good to just put in a battle royale format.
I'm feeling comfortable putting Black Ops 4 in a C because in some ways it was pretty
Yeah,
solid.
it wasn't really like it's not really like a terrible game, but like it just somewhere in development it was not going right.
Yeah, it was definitely one of the more rushed Call of Duties, and there were a lot of glitches and crashes and a lot of gun balancing that needed to be well, not necessarily balancing, but a lot of balancing issues I remember in the beginning in the multiplayer
Yeah,
that were eventually fixed, uh, but it took a
but I
long
think
time.
I think at that point it was too late. I think everybody moved on after that.
Yeah, and Blackout was a solid battle royale. The zombies was a complete mess for the most part.
Yeah,
Uh, we're just gonna put it in C.
yeah, I
And
think that's good.
but games that are not that I don't think belong in a C tier are well, one of them is Call of Duty Black Ops 3 here.
Oh man, that Black Ops 3. At first, I really wasn't into it because it only came out, I think, like Shadows of Evil and The Giant, and I
Yeah.
really wasn't feeling the multiplayer at the time. But after playing it a bunch, it definitely grew on me.
Black Ops 3 in my opinion is the perfect example of a game that's just well, okay, I can't say that about the campaign. But
Oh,
first, okay, let's first talk about the zombies because you talk
yeah,
about the giant.
I get you.
The giant is a perfect example of how to remaster a zombies map because
Yes.
it keeps it keeps the core elements of the map the same and the aesthetic the same. Unlike Blood of the Dead, Blood of the Dead feels like a really completely different map because it has so many more areas opened
Hmm.
up. But in the Giant, it feels like Derice with just a few more things added
It
for fans.
it kept the layout the same, like literally one-to-one layout. It has the same like basic setup as the original, and the only difference are the the perks change locations, the weapons obviously,
Yeah.
and that's really it. Honestly, it's that's how it should be. Like I don't mind like the more ambitious remasters like Classified and stuff, but I really like what they did with the Giant.
You know, it was the second time they remastered Derice. So
That is,
I think they did a good job making it different from the Black Ops 1 Derice because, first of all, they renamed it. Second of all, they
yeah.
added more perks with like the secret perk. And there's
Hmm.
obviously Gobblegums and, a couple different Easter eggs throughout. So the
Yeah.
Giant was really successful. And the Shadows of Evil map, which was the launch map with Black Ops 3, I really liked Shadows of Evil. Looking back, like it was the perfect amount of ambitious that still felt like a zombies map, in my opinion.
I think the only thing that really bugs me about that map is just the whole map layout.
It's kind of tight. It, it
It's yeah,
it
that and it's just like the how they all just go into like an alleyway, then you go back out, go back to the main like circle area, go into another alley, come back out. It's just like none of the alleyways like really connect to each other. That really bugs me.
No, you're right. It does feel like in a lot of ways there's four separate areas in the map that don't come together at all. But there are other zombies maps that have that same kind of layout that did that better, like Shino Numa. I feel like
Yeah,
because like at least
yeah,
in Shino Numa, everything when you go into different areas, there's room to move around, and there really is the distinctness between like doctor's quarters and then I'm blanking on the other three places: doctor's quarters and like
the
the
communication room.
yeah, the comm room. Like those
Yep, the
feel
other
unique. Whereas I guess in
Yeah,
Shadows of Evil, everything kind of blends together. But I guess it's part of the charm of the map. Where it has,
yeah,
I really liked the Wonder Weapon and the Margwars. Uh,
yeah. I love. Yeah, that's probably the one thing I really did like about what they were trying to do with that map was the whole Lovecraftian stuff in it, the Margwa, the introduction of the Apothicons was all extremely cool, and I liked it.
it was a nice, at first it was kind of strange because it's this introducing a whole nother layer to a zombie story that's already really confusing. But
Yeah,
it just kind of goes to show that a zombies map can kind of stand on its own and be separate from the story. Just be a fun experience, which is what zombies originally was. It knows no
yeah.
story. Shadows of Evil, I think, was a very solid first map, and all of the other zombies DLC maps in Black Ops 3
They just
were
kept
amazing.
out of the park every single time.
Rise and Drox, one of the best zombies maps in my opinion, just period.
Yeah.
Garand Crovey is a banger.
Yes.
I do really like Zetsubo no Shima. I honestly like. There's a lot of cool stuff in Zetsubo. It's not for everybody.
It's really not. I really used to hate that map. I think a lot of people did. It took a lot of time for that map to really grow on people.
I think aesthetically it just kind of sucks. Like it's just really murky and kind of like it's not like Shinonuma where Shinonuma was like murky, but there's charm to it, and
It was still like brightly lit and stuff. All the four different areas had like a different vibe to them. Shinonuma's not Shinonuma. Zetsubo's kind of has like the same like setup. Like aside from like where the different elemental waters are, those have like a kind of like a certain like tint to them when you're around in that area, which is nice.
It is nice. And you know, it just feels like everything that they tried to introduce in Black Ops 3 Zombies to make it stand out really worked. It worked better, in my opinion, than a lot of the stuff in Black Ops 2. Gobblegums were a really cool addition. I mean, like you said before, sometimes it made the gameplay a little easy. But like there were some Gobblegums that were just hilarious, like the whimsical Gobblegums.
Yeah,
like they're really fun.
The one thing I just didn't like about Gobblegums, and I'm glad that they did fix it, was the fact that you would keep them if you closed the application, because that would make public matches near unplayable.
What do you mean?
Because there would be, like, everyone in the game would always have a perkaholic, so, you know, they would always just give them away.
Yeah.
So if they get a perkaholic, they die. You don't revive. Hell, even if you are reviving them, they'll just leave because they want to keep their gobblegum. There are 32 perkaholics. They need to keep them.
What do you need that for? I mean, you're only going to do the Easter egg like a couple times. Like perkaholics, that's what they're super useful for. The Easter eggs in all the zombies maps, the overarching story was super cool. And I'm trying to think about what happened at the end of Revelations, because, you know, Revelations is a map I really, really, really did not like for a long time. Why did I press the spacebar? But I really didn't like it for a long time. But looking back and having played it since, it's a really cool fan service map. And I just thought at first I thought it was just kind of lazy because it's just, these are just different parts of the map, of all maps put together. But no, this is like, if this was the last zombies map, I would have been completely happy with that. Happier than Blood of the Dead.
I think like as I guess a finale, what they were trying to go for, it definitely succeeds in that. Like the whole vibe of the map, the whole like end times are happening and stuff like that.
It just
Shadow Man and Monty just going off on each other, all the voice lines and stuff. It was just really nice.
It was wacky. It was cool.
It really was.
But there were, you know, I still do have complaints about Revelations. Like I feel like there could have been a lot more wonder weapons, more nods to zombies fans, you know.
I'm still mad about that. And yeah, some of the references they did have, like Al's hat and Pete, I don't know why they keep putting Peter McCain in things. Nobody cares about Peter.
It's because what's his face? Mr. Brothel Waffles brought him up like 10 times in his videos, and it's whatever he says goes for Black Ops 3 when Blundell was making the maps. Peter McCain.
I still believe the theory that Mr. Brothel Waffles is Blundell's nephew or his son.
What? Just because they're both British does not mean they're related. I think it was more like, looking back, like this, like all the zombies YouTubers had so much of an influence on the creation of zombies and what the story went. Black Ops 3 onward, probably. or
Yeah.
maybe Black Ops 2 on. I don't know, but whatever the case, like it was just all fan service at that point because only like Zombies fans who had been there since the beginning were really playing all those DLC maps.
Yeah.
So, Black Ops 3's overall, we could talk about this forever, but Black Ops 3's Zombies overall was really, really great. It really was.
Yeah.
The Easter eggs were great. Like, the new features they added were great. I didn't like how they just drank the stupid fucking blood vials at the end of Revelations. That was kind of lame and kind of nasty, too.
Show that on camera.
Yeah, I know. I don't think they showed the drinking of the blood, but
I really wish they did.
That's nasty.
I think in one of the trailers. I could be wrong. Like when because they usually release like because you know how the DLC used to be like PS4 would get a month early or something like that.
Yeah.
I think when they released the director's cut trailer for Revelations, they showed them drinking the blood.
Was that like Nikolai's Memories kind of type beat or like one of
Yeah, I
those?
think so.
Something like that. It's kind of that's kind of lame to me because they were hyping up the blood vials. I thought they were going to do something cool with it, like blood bend, like from Avatar or some shit.
Drink it.
Yeah, this drank it. I'm like, what? That's lame as hell. Anyway, moving on from Zombies, Black Ops 3's multiplayer was awesome. I loved a lot of the time the movement.
Black Ops 3 probably has some of my favorite maps in the whole series. Like even if it didn't have it, oh my god.
Wait, is Encore Black Ops 3? I don't know.
I think that was Black Ops 2.
Yeah.
I think. Or maybe they brought it back. I'm pretty sure it was I know that was Black Ops 2 though.
What maps does Black Ops 3 have?
It has oh man, hold on.
There's a lot.
I can't remember off the top of my head. I'm gonna give myself a headache.
Call of Duty is already giving me a headache.
Let me see. Combine, that's a good one.
That was a good map.
Let me see. Fringe, that's a good one.
Kind of cringe.
Havoc. Oh yeah, Infection, that's a good one. That's a weird name though. Metro, a map with a train that comes down the middle.
Oh my god. We were playing that and I got hit by the train. Like we were playing like a few weeks ago on Cold War. Wait, wasn't Metro? I'm thinking of something else. That was Black Ops 2.
Yeah, that was the Black Ops 2 one.
Yeah. There are a lot of good maps in Black Ops 3, but a lot of people don't like futuristic Call of Duty games, and while it did get stale after a while, I think Black Ops 3 did it better than most of the other Call of Duties. And
yeah, 100%. I think around the time of Infinite Warfare, and basically how it was just a carbon copies when people was just like, all right, this needs to go.
Right. Yeah. At some point, people missed boots on the ground Call of Duty multiplayer. But I think Black Ops 3 was a really good level of ambitious in terms of multiplayer. I'm trying to think of specific guns and specific kill streaks and stuff.
Had a lot of good ones. Let me think. I like most of the. Beside, I can't speak on the black market weapons because I never got those from the loot box.
Oh yeah, that's the Call of Duty game with the what's the name of the camo? Dark Matter.
Yeah, I think I got like I got this one gun that shot out the disc shooter.
That's right.
That was
okay.
one.
Black Ops 3 was the Call of Duty that had all those really weird DLC weapons. Like like the something claw.
Infinite range Banshee would shot out like a fucking laser that had infinite range. It did like I'm pretty sure it was a one shot. I'm probably wrong, but you had to be like dead accurate with it.
I don't know. I've never used it. Didn't they also have like Galvanuckles as like a multiplayer weapon or something?
They had they had a lot of melee weapons.
Yeah, they had a lot of melee weapons.
They all functioned the same, but there was a lot.
Yeah, they really did go all out with Black Ops 3 in the futuristic aspect. It kind of gave them free reign to just make all these weird, goofy DLC weapons, which was cool for Call of Duty to have. It also had like
Yeah.
a weird, like a really big library of camos that were all really cool on their weapons.
Mhm. There were a lot of there was a lot of like cosmetic shit in that game.
A lot. I'm trying to think of like really standard weapons in Black Ops 3 that people used. Help me out here because I don't remember a lot of the
BM
weapons.
BMP, I think the Type 63 was in this game. Um,
VMP was big. Yeah.
what was the action shotgun, I think it was the KRM. That I love that gun.
Oh yeah.
Um, I don't remember much about the snipers. I don't think a lot of people use them. I just know like 95% of the player base was just running around with VMPs the whole time.
That Call of Duty game was all about SMGs.
That's like the best SMG in the game.
So the multiplayer, like most Call of Duty multiplayers, was very solid. Were there death streaks in Call of Duty Black Ops 3? I don't remember.
Mm, nah.
Or
I don't remember much of the kill. I actually know. I remember the raps. That's the only kill streak I do
oh
remember.
my god, the raps. Yeah. The raps was a funny ass kill streak. That was one of the funniest.
Them coming from the dropship and then just roll around. They had so much fucking health.
Yeah. That was their because they had that was the replacement for dogs, essentially. You know, most Call of Duty games have that one kill streak that there's something that has like heat signatures in it, like goes after you, whether it be dogs or raps or the swarm in Black Ops 2.
Oh my god, I love that one.
I don't remember the Call of Duty Black Ops 3 campaign at all, Jeremy. I don't remember anything
I,
about it.
I played the first two level. Well, I played. No, yeah, I played the first two levels because I mean, it was nice that it had 4-player co-op, which was fun. It's always fun to play with somebody, but God, I did not like it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm just gonna take your word for it because I didn't hear very good things about it either, story wise. But I
Because like coming off like Black Ops 2's, like it ended the story between like from what happened in one and all that, but like three just it didn't go off of. I think they mentioned Menendez. I could be completely wrong,
I don't know.
but I really don't know. I from what I remember, I'm pretty sure the whole campaign is like a simulation or something. I don't think the events actually happened.
Well, if
To
it
like
didn't happen, then you know what? I'm gonna put it an A
pretty sure your
because
main character dies. Like when you get your arm ripped off and the robot's beating you with it.
in which game?
Black Ops 3. Did you
No,
play the first mission of the campaign?
I didn't play any of the campaign.
Oh man,
I didn't play
you gotta
any of
play
it.
that. At least the first mission.
All right, well,
That's probably the best part about the whole campaign.
it was beating your arm, beating you with your own arm.
Robots rip your arms off, and I think they just start hitting you with it.
All right, you know what, when I get home tonight, I'll play some of it. I think I still have it downloaded. Call of Duty Black Ops 3 is one of those few Call of Duty games where I can just hop on, like, despite how long it's been out, and still have a good time playing. It is really fun. Unlike
This
Black Ops 4.
game, I God, Black Ops 4. I don't want to talk about it again.
But I do want to talk about another Black Ops game, which is hold on a second, which is Call of Duty Black Ops 2, which you and me have the most history with together.
We have too much time into that game.
Put a lot of hours into Black Ops 2. So where do we even begin? I want to begin, honestly. We'll get the campaign out of the way because the campaign of Black Ops 2 is super solid. The story is super great.
Menendez as a villain is absolutely god tier.
Menendez,
Motivation, everything. It just worked.
it worked super well. Menendez, I love the mission where you play as him and he's on the rampage after his sister is killed.
One of the best missions in Call of Duty history.
Super memorable. Screaming Josefina as you go around fucking slashing people, punching people, shooting people. Also, this was I think this is the first Call of Duty game in the campaign where you can choose who lives and who dies, and you make different decisions that affect the story. They didn't really affect the story that much.
The branching paths, yes, that was. I'm pretty sure it's still the only Call of Duty to do it, but yeah, oh my, it was extremely interesting to see all the different routes you can go down, and it was different. It was.
You're at a loss for words.
This is the one part where you're driving a boat with I don't remember his name. I want to say Harper, but I'm probably wrong.
It's the guy who Michael Rooker played. That's Harper.
Yeah. Okay. And then there's a one where you're driving the boat with him, and if you it's like a split-second decision where if you accidentally drive into some fire and his face get burned, that affects later stuff in the game.
I know exactly what you're talking about. It doesn't affect gameplay. It just affects dialogue, because some people will just make fun of his face.
Yeah,
because he'll have a burnt face for the rest of the game.
Yeah, that's shit like that. That was cool.
And Woods, okay, so Woods is in that game. He's an old man because the game takes place in 2025, which is, oh my god, only 4 years away. So yeah. That's crazy. The game, it was I think it's the first Call of Duty game really set in the future. Really, well, because Modern Warfare is set probably 2010s.
I think 2010, 2012 maybe, around there.
Yeah, there's a few years, it's a set a few years after it's released, after it's been released.
Yeah.
But Black Ops 2 came out in 2012 and is in 2025. So, there's drones, there's remote controlled armored vehicles that you use in the game. Remember points of the game where you pull out the touch screen and you'd manipulate the screen so you can strike in certain places, or you can use I forget the name of the drone, but there's a drone, an armored drone you move around. And so a lot of the campaign is based on that technology, or based around how you use it. And also Woods is recanting the whole his whole life story throughout, because you play as David Woods, right? Or no, David Mason.
No, David Mason.
You play as Mason's grandkid or son.
It's just full on son.
Okay, you play as a son, and Woods is just telling you about your father throughout the story, which is was a really interesting thing. And Woods is just hilarious throughout the whole fucking story, because he's just an old guy in a wheelchair. And then at the very end of the campaign, you remember this, right?
Oh, man. Absolutely iconic. I still can't believe they did that.
At the end, this is one of the best scenes in any Call of Duty campaign. This is
after the credits and all that, but
yeah. So
they really have to do all this.
What happens is Woods and Avenged Sevenfold and Menendez get up on stage in the nightclub, and they perform in front of a bunch of the main characters of the story and the people in the nightclub. I think it was the nightclub that you went through in one of the missions. They're playing there or something.
Yeah, it was a campaign mission.
Yeah, you're playing in that area, and Woods is on drums. Menendez is playing guitar and fucking killing it.
They had to get the likeness for M Shadows and some of the other members of Avenged Sevenfold just for that. They really didn't have to do that. I love that. I love that whole scene.
Menendez in the beginning is really nervous, and they're talking him into playing.
Yeah,
that was hilarious. So campaign was one of the best in the series, in my opinion. One of the best.
100%.
Let's talk about the zombies.
These zombies. Oh man. At the start of it, I was not feeling it.
No, man. This Black Ops 2 zombies is the most contentious thing in all of zombies, because it has some of the best maps and some of the worst.
launching with transit. Oh man.
Now, okay, Tra- we have to we really have to think about what we have to say because transit is one of the most ambitious zombies maps ever. It's definitely one of the biggest, and at that time, the biggest zombies map was like Call of the Dead. This is like 10
Yeah.
times the size in comparison. But it doesn't even matter because, like, I don't know, 70% of the map isn't even accessible. Because if you
Yeah.
walk through the fog, the denizens are going to prevent you from doing anything. The denizens
God,
are,
God forbid you miss that bus.
God forbid you miss the bus. That's another thing. Transit as a zombies map is super different from other maps because to get to point A to point B, you have to take. You can't walk there. I mean, you can, but why would you ever do
And
that?
but yeah, that's so much time.
It's so much time and it's so annoying to get to from point A to point B with the denizens. But you have to take the bus, and taking the bus with Ted in and of itself is kind of cool because there are ways you can interact with Ted, like get him to say certain things, and you can even get him to stop the bus if you knife him enough. So there's a lot of cool little Easter eggs in Transit, but as a whole, there's only 5 areas of the map, all of which are covered in lava to some degree, so you can't even
God,
stand
that is the
somewhere.
worst, and that is the worst of it.
Yeah,
And there's so much, so like it's not like they put them in like smart locations, you know. No, they just put that shit everywhere. It was like, yeah, you're gonna take damage, and yeah, there's gonna be fire zombies following you too.
oh my god, that's another thing. There's so much lava that it's inevitable you're gonna run into fire zombies that are gonna make it harder for you to fucking play the game.
It's just it's like they just didn't want you to play for very long.
Yeah. And another thing, like they put lava sometimes like right around perks. It's like I need those fucking perks, especially in town.
Town is the worst of it. Like
Yeah.
there's no reason for there to be so. Why is there so much? I mean, I get it, story reasons. I guess it makes sense, but no, there's no reason for there to be that much lava. It is absurd.
There is a ridiculous amount of lava. There are ridiculous amounts of areas of the map you can't even traverse on foot because
Yeah,
even walking, even if there is no denizen on your head, which there is going to be because that's what happens. You're not gonna. There's nothing around for you to do. The only thing to do when you're walking around is in the fog is to go to Noct with the little Easter egg, which is a cool nod to Noct. It is really cool.
yeah, I liked it.
It is
Yeah,
kind of confusing to get there, but once you get there, it is cool. And there's also the
yeah,
small little cabin that has the Bowie knife, I think.
yeah, yeah. It has a Bowie knife.
Yeah, but I mean, there's not much for you to do in that cabin. It's a terrible place to camp. Um,
It Man, that the fog combination of the fog, the lava, the bus, the denizens, the whole map was just a mess.
the map was very ambitious in all the wrong ways, really, and the jet gun was the worst
I
wonder weapon ever.
still, I still don't consider that a wonder weapon. I don't even know what it is.
The jet gun, you have to go through so much effort to find all the parts to craft it, and then it breaks.
It's not even worth having.
Shit sucks.
And yet it's fucking great.
It breaks and it overheats in like 10 seconds.
Yeah, you can't even suck in the zombies for that long, or it's just gonna break. And then you have to individually get all the pieces. Like you can't just pick them up all at once, like you can in some of the later maps.
Yeah.
You have to individually get them and put them on the table.
Yeah, in Black Ops 2, the building system was you could only pick up a single part at the time. Or did that change with Mob of the Dead?
Mob of the Dead changed it, yeah.
Okay, so Dire Eyes and Transit, you could only pick up one piece at a time, which is another thing. Buildables were added in Black Ops 2, which were in most ways pretty cool because most of the buildables were pretty useful.
Yeah, I think that the turbine was good. The shield was obviously the best addition
Oh
to the
yeah.
game as a whole.
Um,
And the other ones, I mean,
you could build the ladder.
the electric trap one is good for
Fucking
like high round stuff.
useless. Shit is useless. You kidding me? Transit as a launch map really turned a lot of people off to Black Ops 2 Zombies. And the next map that came after it didn't really help much after.
Oh my, no, it did not help at all.
Die Rise. God, what to say? Die Rise was an improvement visually, and there was no fog, so that's a plus.
Yeah, I did like the aesthetics of it. It looked nice. The whole, would it take place in China, right? So that was cool.
Yeah.
We got a China map. The whole like double skyscraper kind of thing was pretty cool.
It
But
it just felt
there-
I don't know what to say. Like it, because Die Rise was really the getting on the elevators was pretty cool, but it in a lot of ways the map just felt really empty. It just felt
again,
empty.
same deal with Transit. It just feels like the devs are just out to get you.
Yeah,
It's like like you can get on the elevators, they'll stand on them for too long, or you'll die.
or you'll just fall down the elevator shaft.
Hope you jump over to this next building correctly, or you'll die, and you'll lose everything.
Yeah, you remember those interviews where like before the maps would come out, they talk about like before Die Rise came out, they talked about they were so cheerful and proud of what they thought was like the best kind of
They
mechanic.
really thought taking so much fall damage would be a good idea when there's so many. You would have to worry about zombies. You got to worry about like the elevate where the elevators are and all that.
And Jeremy,
Like the last
go ahead.
people want to worry about is fall damage. Nobody wants to take fall damage, especially not in zombies. That's never really been the case before.
Well, you see, taking fall damage in Die Rise wouldn't be so terrible if they hadn't completely trolled the community and put Flopper on the map but made it inaccessible. That's another thing.
I would
Black Ops
have
2.
appreciated that if it wasn't on that map. I would appreciate that joke if it wasn't on that map where it would have been useful.
Yeah, that shit is just cruel. That was just
Like they put it on Transit, like, all right, yeah, that's kind of funny, I guess. No, they put it on the one map where people would want it.
It wasn't. I don't know if they did that just to screw with people, because they did say they were planning on adding it, but I think they just did it to screw with people. Like
It had to be a joke. There's no way.
You see
the one perk that gets rid of fall damage. No, it had to be a joke. I refuse to believe otherwise.
For real, like that. What else did they do in Die Rise? Die Rise, they added the fridge, right? You could store your points, or is that no? That was after. That was update. That was in an update.
Yeah, pretty sure it wasn't up. Yeah,
I love the soliquifier though.
That is. It's definitely a step up from the jet gun, and yeah, it was a ton of. It was so busted.
It was.
I don't think they ever nerfed it, but it was so busted.
And double tap 2 with the was it the KN94? And that
the AN94. AN94.
Yeah, AN94.
Oh man, that was such a good wall weapon, and it was such a good spot too.
It was. That was one of the easier maps. If you were able to avoid fall damage, you could really make it to a high round too.
That's very nice training spots. So one thing I'll give the map credit for.
Now, after 2 maps that were really mediocre, really lackluster, the second wave of DLC came with Mob of the Dead, which is one of the greatest zombies maps to ever come out.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
This is what makes Black Ops 2 so hard to rank, because 2 out of the 5 zombies maps in Black Ops 2 are really horrible. Like, well, really, really mediocre and really
horrible. Die Rise, yeah, mediocre.
But Mob of the Dead,
without a doubt, I think the whole community agrees that this is one of the best zombies maps.
It really is.
Like the whole aesthetic, the vibe of the map, the whole aesthetic of it.
Alcatraz as a setting is genius.
Yeah, it's all like the setting as a whole. It just works. It's all so good.
Introducing the 4 mobsters
The
the
character, yeah.
Brutus, the Blundergat, the plane, the Hell's Retriever, everything about that map worked so well, and it was just so fun to play. It did get kind of repetitive after a while if you were to train on the roof, but really, like, and Deadshot was on that map, right?
Yeah, it was. It was a ton of fun, and also I don't know why they never did this again, but the Death Machine was a box weapon in that map.
Oh, what were they thinking?
I don't, I don't, I don't know who okayed that, but I loved it. And I want them to do that again.
The Tommy gun added in. The Tommy gun was a super cool and time appropriate weapon in Mob of the Dead.
I'm, yeah, I am really glad they kept bringing that weapon back because it is a damn good weapon.
And after Mob, the first two maps, we didn't really mention this, but the first two maps in Black Ops 2 had an entirely new crew, which was the Victus crew. And then in Mob of the Dead, they had the one-off mobsters. And then they brought the Victus crew back in the third DLC map, Buried. And I think Buried is super underappreciated in a lot of ways. Buried is probably the most ambitious zombies map, at least in Black Ops 2. Because you can draw weapons on the wall. Like that's insane to me.
I like that idea because you could just choose where you want things. And I very much like that customization of it.
They really had a lot of fun. Even if they threw a lot of stuff at the wall with Black Ops 2 Zombies, and even if a lot of it didn't stick, a lot of it did, and a lot of it really, I don't know, it just left an impact. Like Buried, the Western town aesthetic I love. I love the maze and the what is that?
Oh,
Like
the haunted house
yeah.
and the edge maze. Yeah, I like that part of the map too.
That shit was fun to navigate. You can get the addition of perma perks. I think was in Buried. I don't remember.
No, I think they were always there, but it's just that
Yeah,
I think they were more prominent with Buried, where everybody was like getting them.
I think like perma perks were something that they just never ever told anyone in the community. Like in patch notes, there was never anything about but I feel like about perma perks. But I feel like they eventually took them out because I've since tried to get perma perks, but I can't get them. I don't know.
Maybe
They might have removed them. I don't even know. Maybe it's only in
I haven't played Black Ops 2 in a while, so I don't know.
Well, you remember what happened when I tried to play Black Ops 2 on the Xbox I got from my friend?
Yeah.
This Xbox is console banned for multiplayer. So maybe it's only on multiplayer where I can play when I can get perma perks.
I think that's the case, yeah.
So after Buried was the last zombies map in the DLC, which was Origins, and Origins is probably my favorite zombies map next to Derice, or like the giant, any rendition of that. I know yours is not, your favorite is not Origins. I know that.
No, I like Black Ops 2's Origins specifically. That's probably in my top 5, but not the Black Ops 3 one or anything like that, because I don't know what they did, but they made the mud somehow worse in that version.
No, you're right.
But Black Ops 2 Origin specifically is probably one of my favorites.
Origins, aside from the ending that really, really made me question what I'd been doing following the story, Origins was exactly what it sounds like. It's just an origin story of the characters that were first introduced in, obviously, World at War. Sorry about the stupid notification, but it was like one of the first fan servicey maps, I think. Well, I guess Moon was a big fan service map.
Yeah, this one too had a lot of interesting stuff going on in there.
Yeah, Origins had so much, man. The staffs, the Easter egg, upgrading the staffs, the tank.
Man, I still don't think anything will ever top these wonder weapons.
No, the staffs are like up there with like the wave gun in terms of just like
nothing will ever top.
Maybe
Yeah, I think the both come close because it's not like they're not like manufactured weapons like the DG2 and stuff and the ray gun and stuff like
Yeah.
that. So I think that's why people like it so much and why they connected with a lot of people because they're like they just kind of like fit naturally into the world and all that.
Well, they were created by Maxis, right?
I think he made
The blueprints.
the what's it called like the actual like staff parts, but like the elemental stuff.
Oh yeah.
That I don't think that was him.
That wasn't him, no. But but I think in his blueprints he wrote that you needed the elemental pieces to make the staffs work. The staffs
Yeah,
are peak wonder weapons. They're incredible,
100%.
and not only are they, you can revive someone with them too. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, yeah, that was kind of neat.
Um, so we've been talking for a long time about Black Ops 2 Zombies, just because we have
It's
I have the most experience with Black Ops 2 Zombies compared
put
to all the other ones.
a lot, probably my most played Call of Duty game, honestly.
Yeah,
Put a lot of time in, especially like back then, because we had a lot of time. We were
yeah.
just like high school and all that.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty much all we did with our time, and we had a lot of free time because we're fucking kids.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, and there was just the right place at the right time for Black Ops 2. Um,
hmm
and like we said, the campaign was very solid. Zombies, like the highs in Black Ops 2 Zombies really kind of just negate the lows because Origins, Mob of the Dead, and Buried are so great that
yeah.
it we can really forgive almost Transit and Die Rise because it's not like Die Rise in and of itself is not a terrible map. It's just
No,
it's kind of like JoJo's where when you compare part 1 to part 5 or part 4,
that
it's
is a
like
very good comparison, actually.
yeah, because it's like part
Yeah,
1 is not a bad part. It's
it's
not a
not bad, but yeah,
when you compare it to everything that came after it, it's like damn,
yeah,
this is trash.
yeah.
So now the next aspect of Black Ops 2 is multiplayer. Now, Black Ops 2 multiplayer is fucking awesome, but I do not like the maps. I do not like most of the maps.
I have to agree. I enjoyed some of the maps, but definitely not all of them. Like I'll be trying to remember. Damn, I really can't remember these maps.
Carrier was one of them. I didn't like it.
Carry, oh,
Encore was pretty cool.
Carry, yeah, Carry.
Cove, which was
Or Cove. That was one of the DLC maps. That was
yeah,
good.
that was a pretty good map. I'm trying to remember. There was the standoff.
Oh, what's that,
Standoff.
yeah, Standoff was a good one.
Standoff was pretty good. But
Standoff. There was that skate park map. That was pretty good. I think was it this? Yeah, it was this game. Yeah, they had one of the DLCs had like a skate park map. Grind.
Grind.
That's
That was
that's
okay. The DLC multiplayer maps in Black Ops 2 were pretty good, but
yeah.
the base maps,
Base maps were kind of eh.
standoff
Like
was all right.
Hijacked was good. Raid.
Hijack was the
Standoff.
best one. Yeah, Raid Shadow Legends. Raid was it was all right. I think
Yeah, but
I think I
the
just didn't
DLC.
like the art style of Black Ops 2's multiplayer. It was just it kind of felt like corporate, which is I guess part of the aesthetic. Like
But
almost
no,
like
they
the
definitely
Pixies
got
did
a
it.
they got a they got a lot better with the DLC though.
There were a lot more. Yeah, there were a lot more. There was a lot more color, like in Splash. Like that was cool.
hmm
All right, so Black Ops 2's multiplayer, aside from the maps, has some of the best gunplay, has some of the coolest kill streaks.
My favorite gunplay, yes,
I
yes, some
also
of the best.
like. I don't know if this is like a weird pick, but like I really like the font they chose for, for like all the text that pops up when you get a kill or when you when you do anything. That like the font they chose.
That is a weird thing to say because I
Yeah.
don't know what that looks like off the top of my head.
Well, like just when you get plus 100 XP for killing someone in Black Ops 2,
Oh,
the fucking
yeah,
text.
yeah,
I just like the font. I don't know. It's a weird thing to say, but I.
yeah.
You know what? I think we've said enough here. I think we know it belongs in S.
Yeah, I think 100%. It is probably Treyarch's one of Treyarch's best titles.
Well, okay. It's one of it has some of Treyarch's best content, and it has some of Treyarch's most mediocre. But its best content is so good.
I'd have to say, probably one of the like they were trying a lot of new things with this game,
and I really appreciated that. And even the things that didn't really work didn't really break the game or ruin it. Like Transient didn't ruin Black Ops 2 the way Blood of the Dead ruined Black Ops 4 Zombies. Like it,
no,
because I don't know. But you know, we got to move on to the very first Black Ops here.
Black Ops 1. That is a
classic.
Damn, how old is that game now?
11.
Almost 11 years old now. Jesus.
Shit. I know it. Time has flown. Call of Duty Black Ops campaign is peak storytelling in Call of Duty.
100%, yes.
Like definitely. I don't want to say it's better than COD 4 or Modern Warfare 2's storytelling because they're both different. They're very different games because one is in the set in Vietnam and Cold War, and then the other one's set in the Middle East. But
yeah,
Black Ops 1's campaign is just as memorable and as impactful as Call of Duty 4's because they both introduced us to very memorable characters, stories, and super high octane action. And it set the stage for all Black Ops to come. And this was the most hype I've ever been for any video game to this day. Maybe what's another game I was super hyped for? Maybe Borderlands 2. I don't know. But Black Ops 1 was the most hyped I was for any game. And I'm not going to lie, my expectations were so high that I was disappointed in some ways, just because.
I feel that, yeah. I can't really say I wasn't extremely hyped about it because I think the only Call of Duty I played before this game came out was COD 4. Or Modern Warfare 2 came out before this, right? Or was it after?
No, it was after.
Oh, was it after?
It was Black Ops. It was Modern Warfare 2 in 2009, Black Ops in 2010, and then Modern Warfare 3 in 2011.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then I can't. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I was hyped for it, but I wasn't like. I didn't really have my expectations very high. I guess you could say.
Okay.
Like I didn't know what to expect. I should say.
Now, with Black Ops, with the first Black Ops, like we said, the campaign was super solid. Probably, in my opinion, the best feature in Black Ops was the campaign. Out of all three,
yeah.
The multiplayer, I was really not a fan of a lot of the gunplay myself. And I felt like Black Ops 1 was a really well-balanced Call of Duty multiplayer game, but I also felt the pacing of it was slower than most.
Yes, I think so too. I didn't like most of the... I didn't like most of the weapons in that game.
I liked the AUG and the Commando were cool. The Olympia I liked in multiplayer.
It's weird. I like most of these weapons outside of multiplayer, like in campaign and zombies. I like them. Just using them in multiplayer, I don't like most of the weapons I did. I think the one I used the most was the SMGs, and the Commando was good. The Galil was good.
Galil was awesome.
I think the AK-47 was in this game. That was good.
Yeah, and the 74U was great.
Yeah.
The guns, most of the guns were cool. It's not, and the game was very, very well balanced. I don't think there was one or two particular guns that were better than the other ones. I think this was the first Call of Duty without stopping power. Yeah.
Maybe. Is it? Yeah. Yeah, I think you're right.
So that definitely plays a role in the multiplayer because stopping power is a perk that everybody used. So there's no
reason not to.
Yeah, it made your damage on any gun better. So taking that out, I feel like in some ways made Black Ops 1 in comparison to the other games feel like the guns were weaker. But it really wasn't. It was just there was no stopping power. and it also probably affected the pacing of the game. Like I said, this game was like out of all the multiplayers I'm thinking of, the pacing of this multiplayer was very slow.
Yeah, I don't. I really don't. I can't really explain it. Yeah, it was like weirdly slow, and diving around didn't help because that was just slow as hell too.
Yeah, I I don't like in retrospect. I wasn't like I don't really like the multiplayer. I don't know what to. I don't even know how to
The
describe it.
one thing, and the multiplayer did enjoy a lot was wager matches. That's
Wager
probably the
matches
best
were
part about the multiplayer.
oh definitely yeah. Wager matches were super cool, especially since what was it, COD points you got in Black Ops 1?
Yeah,
Yeah. And I liked contracts too,
yeah. The contracts were a nice idea. It was a nice way to get more COD points and stuff.
for sure. You know, Black Ops 1 brought a lot of cool stuff to the table in multiplayer, for sure, but I I just I don't know. It doesn't feel as rewarding to play as other COD multiplayers or as fast paced, which is not necessarily a bad thing, but you know, in comparison. What else was
Yeah,
in Black Ops 1 multiplayer that was cool?
I think this
No
was the
vehicles.
no, no, it didn't have vehicles. It had some it had some lame ass fucking kill streaks though.
I like the RC. The
I think
RC car was like a classic.
oh yeah, the RTX, yeah, that's a classic. Had it's called Napalm Strikes. That was kind of cool. I think that's all I remember. I know a lot of people at the time were mad that nukes weren't in the game.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this game is way different from Modern Warfare 2. Way different.
Yeah,
Um, but anyway,
and I
yeah. Go ahead.
yeah, I think that's also why a lot of people weren't really into that game's multiplayer because, like, again, Modern Warfare 2, like we'll get to it, but like that, I think that's probably like some of the best multiplayer Call of Duty has to offer.
Modern Warfare. Yeah, we will talk about that more. But like, oh my god, because shit, it really is some of the best, but it's also some of the worst, which I'll talk about. Uh, in Black Ops 1, its strongest feature I think was campaign, like I said, but up there is definitely zombies. Now, I really honestly do not like Kino der Toten. I didn't like it. You know,
I
I know that's
that
a weird
that
opinion.
map, yeah, that map alone made me love zombies, and I played that map to death.
See, it is a great it is a well constructed map. Like everything connects well, and it feels a lot like World at War zombies, which I do really like and appreciate. But the reason I don't really like Kino is because I had a lot of expectations for I don't know for the next zombies map, and here comes Kino, which doesn't add any perks. It the thunder gun is one of the best wonder weapons. Doesn't add any
Yeah,
perks. It roughly kind of just feels the same, and there weren't really too many different. I don't know.
it's yeah, because well, originally it was gonna be a World at War map because you
Yeah,
know that game only has I think like three DLCs. But I guess they just they didn't really change enough from that original framework. Because all they really did was just give us the Cold War era weapons and the Thunder Gun.
right. And
That
it
that was really it.
just felt like a continuation. Whereas Ascension feels like a really
That
big
feels
evolution.
yeah.
Uh,
They were trying a lot with that map.
Ascension is still one of my favorite maps. Oh my god.
If it weren't for the monkeys, it might it would definitely be up there for one of my favorites. But I'm sorry, the monkeys.
They are
It doesn't
annoying.
completely kill the experience, but they are just so annoying.
It's a cool. It adds to the aesthetic of Ascension because it's obviously they're like Cosmo
I
drone
love them
monkeys.
because they are extremely funny looking, and I love them that they throw grenades at you and stuff. But the fact that they take your perks is the worst part about them.
Yeah, yeah, it sucks. Ascension was also the first zombies map with an Easter egg.
Yes, and I'm so mad that it doesn't give you an achievement.
Really?
I
Are you
would still be
serious?
upset about that.
getting salty about it.
Even when they remade it, when they brought it back to the Black Ops 3, they still doesn't give you an achievement.
All right. We could talk forever. We've been going on for like a long time here, so I think we should kind of try to
speed it up a little bit.
Yeah, just a little bit. So After Ascension was Call of the Dead, which is a phenomenal map.
Absolutely got to. My favorite map of all time.
Call of the Dead is super, super fun. George is awesome. I like how the Pack-a-Punch moves around. It's a really big map, also. And then in stark contrast comes Shino Numa, which is like one of the smallest maps.
Shangri-La.
Oh no, yeah, Shangri-La, not Shino Numa. Shangri-La.
Yeah, that's like two whole different like experiences right there. Because one, Call of the Dead's wide open and all that, tons of running space, and then Shangri-La comes along. It's like, yeah, we got rid of all of that.
It really, yeah, it's like I really like Shangri-La, I really do, but it is really small and really tight, and it is one of the hardest maps to get to a high round on, especially if you don't have the wonder weapon, the baby gun.
100%, yeah.
And then to finish it all off, at the end of the Black Ops DLC run is Moon, and Moon is oh my god,
it is still one of the best maps by far.
It is, but I think it's hit or miss for a lot of people because I think the gravity, the anti-gravity, turns a lot of people off.
It is. It is a. I think it's a bit of a learning curve in that map, because like you start off in Area 51 and all that, and then you go to the moon. You got to get your spacesuit and all that. Then you got this anti-gravity is a thing. The crawlers, the teleporting crawlers, the astronaut zombie. A lot of stuff that they're throwing at you all at once.
It is a learning curve, for sure. And the Easter egg was definitely one of the harder ones, especially after you get Samantha out of the pyramid.
Yeah.
The MPD.
It was a ton of fun. Absolute blast with that map.
That map is super fun, and the ending of the Easter egg was one of the best cliffhangers in zombies for sure. And the ending of Origins, which I don't really talk about for Black Ops 2, was a cliffhanger that just didn't make any sense at all at the time. But
Blundell threw us for a loop that one.
Shit still makes me question everything, but I think we can say with confidence that Black Ops, I don't think it is the best of the best, as some people would say, because
no, it's good. I think A is a good spot.
I think
maybe A is perfect for it. It's good, but it's not like, especially since it came out after Modern Warfare 2. It's definitely not better than that, not by a long shot. But it was still a good time though.
It was a really hyped game, and it just could not live up to the hype. And though much of it was very solid, it just was not some of the best that Call of Duty has. I don't know, like it.
Yeah, I think on its own, like as like separate from like what came before it, it's an extremely good game, like really good, extremely solid. But putting it like in the series, then it's definitely weaker than what came before it. But it's still really good.
Right. It just, I don't think it deserves S tier, because we're talking about the best Call of Duty has to offer any player.
Yeah.
And I think Black Ops' multiplayer holds it back a little bit.
Yeah.
All right. We don't know anything about Call of Duty Finest Hour.
Yeah.
I don't, at least.
I don't.
Call of Duty Ghosts.
Oh, man.
Call of Duty Ghosts campaign sucks.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say it. It's bad.
It does. I never played it. I watched Kieran play it. I watched him play through the whole campaign in a day, and God, that was awful to sit through.
It really, really is.
And the worst of it was that ending. Oh my God, that ending. I still can't believe they had the balls to leave on a
That's
cliffhanger.
what I'm saying. And it has nothing. It doesn't even have anything to do with ghosts from Modern Warfare,
It's
dude. No,
God game.
we don't even need to say anything else. It's just
Mm.
it's one of the worst Call of Duty campaigns story
It is
wise.
campaign is just I don't even know what goes on in the story. Besides from just I guess the main villain, that's it.
Well, there's the guy, and then his brother, and then his dad all team up to do something with their dog, and it's just kind of mediocre and poorly written, and whatever. It's not even worth talking about.
I'm still surprised. Like the whole time, like before, like during the like pre-release for this game, and seeing like all the trailers and stuff, really thought they were gonna kill off Riley, but they never did. And I'm glad they didn't.
At least that's one positive.
Yeah.
So,
Because I'm like, oh, what's Call of Duty? They're gonna kill off a dog, but no, they didn't.
Call of Duty Ghosts is one of those games that like, especially Call of Duty games that has is really lackluster in some areas, but really stands out in some. Because I really think Ghosts multiplayer was really great,
It is
really fun.
still. It was ambitious. They were trying a lot of new things with this campaign,
Oh my
and I
god,
think it definitely worked out because there was a lot of cool shit they put into this multiplayer.
the maps were really big. I
Yeah,
remember that.
there's I don't remember what it's called, but I think it was. I want to say it's called Castle, but I don't think that's what the map is called. But that map is god awful.
I wouldn't remember. It's been so
Way
long.
too, way too big for no reason.
Like this is one of those like really fast paced um, Call of Duty multiplayer games, like really fast paced. I don't remember any of the guns. I don't remember any of the maps. I don't remember anything that they
The
added.
only gun I remember was it was like it's like a half assault rifle, half like SMG, I think. I think yeah, that's literally the only gun I remember. Every other gun, it's a blank. I don't even know. I think they no, this game had the fuck, what's it called? It was a SMG that came in with a that always had a suppressor on it, I think.
The plasma pistol. No, that's from Ghosts, right?
Maybe?
No.
No. No,
Uh,
but yeah, I don't remember any of the weapons from this game.
I don't think we
Oh,
know
the
enough.
honey badger, that's what it's called.
The Honey Badger. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
that
remember
it was
that.
all right.
Fuck.
That
Where I'm teetering on we don't know enough and bad and solid in some ways. And,
like
uh,
I played a bunch of the multiplayer, but I was mostly in it for Extinction
Extinction. Oh
because
man, Extinction was
it
pretty
was
fun.
I at first I thought it completely sucked because the first map it was too hard. It was so fucking hard to even just get finished the damn thing.
Hmm.
But then after playing it a bunch, leveling up, started to enjoy it. I can't speak on any of the other maps. I played the first one with Kieran, and we didn't get very far in it. We immediately wrote it off as it's shit sucks. But the first map was very good. I enjoyed it. I really wish they would like do something with that universe because it's interesting. It's cool. It's a nice departure from zombies.
I'm gonna put it in C. I don't want to talk about Ghosts
Like,
for a long time. The multiplayer I remember was super fun. I remember Extinction was fun, but the fucking
yes, these are perfect place.
the campaign, man, that is some of the worst Call of Duty has to offer.
Like after like Modern Warfare 2 and 3, and then coming into this game, which is I guess should have been Black Ops. I mean Modern Warfare 4, but no, this game
Call of Duty
it's just
Infinite Warfare. Let's
oh
I
man
don't know enough.
oh I didn't touch the campaign. I heard it was good, but I never played it. I mostly was in it for the zombies, but I did play a lot of the multiplayer, and it was basically Black Ops 3 with worst weapon balancing, I should say.
Hold on a
'Cause-
second, Jeremy. Whoever made this tier list, put Black Ops Declassified, but not Advanced Warfare.
yeah,
How?
I mean,
Yeah.
I've only looked at the title screen for Advanced Warfare, so I'm fine with this.
If Advanced Warfare was on this tier list, we'd put it in Don't Know Enough. I've never played it.
Yeah, I've again. All right, real quick. Me and Kieran loaded that game up because we wanted to try out the zombies. Turns out the first map for zombies in that game is DLC only, and then we never touched the game again.
In Advanced Warfare?
Yeah,
You have to buy the first zombies map? That's whack.
first zombies map is DLC, and then
D.
once we found that out, we never went back. Never went back to that game. So I know nothing about it. But Infinite Warfare is very interesting. So it came out at a very bad time, I think. Because it's still a it's a very futuristic shooter. It's got lasers and all that. Way more futuristic than Black Ops 3, but it still has the same general play as Black Ops 3. But I do like the space setting. There's a lot of cool space maps in the game. Some of the weapons, some of the new laser weapons they brought over, are pretty cool. But it just wasn't enough. Nobody wanted this game.
I did certainly not want this game. We played the zombies. We played Zombies in Spaceland. I remember it was awesome.
The first two zombie maps in that game are still some of the best zombie maps of all time, in my opinion.
Okay. So I think we're comfortable putting it in C then. Right?
Yeah.
Solid
Yes,
in some
100%.
ways. Bad. You think the multiplayer wasn't that great?
It wasn't bad, but being a carbon copy of Black Ops 3 really hurt it, and the weapon balancing.
It was the weapon.
God, it was just nobody was playtesting these fucking weapons or something.
I'm just gonna trust your judgment, and I'm gonna put it in C because in some ways, like Zombies, and maybe some of the campaign was solid.
It's a very hit or miss game.
Okay, I don't think anyone's gonna get their panties in a bunch because we put this in C.
Out on Infinite Warfare.
Now, Modern Warfare, I don't know enough. I haven't played Warzone. I haven't really played the campaign of Modern Warfare. I don't know. What about you?
Honestly, no, we're gonna have to put in I don't know tier only because every time I tried to play that game on my PS4, it would crash my PS4, and I would have to reformat my hard drive every time I tried to play this game.
Okay, then
so I
D.
couldn't even play it.
If you couldn't even play it, then it's D. No, I'm just kidding. We don't know. I've played Modern Warfare once.
I honestly can't speak on it. I played it. I played the beta. I played a little bit of it. Now one map in Britain is probably the worst map in Call of Duty history. But otherwise, I can't speak on it enough. I played Warzone.
Just because it's in England. using the teeth as a shield. Anyway. These next Call of Duty games, aside from whatever the fuck this is, I don't know. I don't know why this is like some special edition of World at War.
Oh, I think that was there was a last gen World at War for PS2. I think that's what that one was. Yeah, we don't need to do that one.
I don't know. Okay.
Yeah.
Modern Warfare 2.
Modern Warfare 2. That's no question. That's S tier, without a doubt. It's got the one of the best campaigns, one of the best multiplayer. Like the progression in that multiplayer is still unmatched, and Special Ops is still absolutely god tier to play.
Okay, I have a lot to say about Modern Warfare 2, just like you do. Modern Warfare 2's campaign is some of the most addicting shit anyone can play. At least at the time of its release. And I don't think anyone's going to disagree with me. That game was so unbelievably addictive just because it felt so good to get kill streaks. And it was so easy to get kill streaks too.
Just running around and just shooting shit in that game just felt so good.
It
I
is
don't
peak.
know what it was. Just shooting shit in that game just felt really fucking good. The guns, the movement, all of it was just so good.
The movement, The weapons, the maps were some of the probably has the best maps out of any Call
Yes.
of Duty game. Favela, Afghan, even Underpass I really like.
Terminal, Underpass. Oh man.
I don't really like Derail. That's like the only one off the top of my head. I don't really like Derail. Skid Row, High Rise. Man,
High. Oh my
High Rise is
God.
one of the best.
How they never brought that map back? That's crazy.
They haven't?
No, they brought back Terminal like 3 times.
Oh
They
yeah,
bring back Rust in every Call of Duty, but
Rust.
that's a classic. You
Oh my
never
god,
can't forget about Rust. That's
that is a classic. Now listen, Modern Warfare 2, like I said, it was extraordinarily addictive, especially if you were a teenager playing this multiplayer. The killing felt so great in that game, and the XP, just like the okay. I have like
there was
this theory about yeah. Go ahead.
like the progression in the game. Like there's like camos for every gun you can get. There's like you can like get pro perks and all that. All the calling cards, all the emblems, all of it. It was just always. It felt like you were always getting something in that game. Like every game you played, you were always getting something.
You were always getting rewarded for playing. That's part of what made it so unbelievably addictive.
Yeah.
And Modern Warfare 2 really helped bring about this like whole culture of people starting YouTube channels and doing gameplay and commentary videos. I mean, first Modern Warfare really helped. That was like the start of that. But Modern Warfare 2 was like really like it became the most popular game, in the Call of Duty series for a while, and for good reason. I mean, I'm going all over the place here, but it was so addictive, but it was so broken. Like it was unbelievably. There was so much crap in this game that really made it frustrating. I've broken many controllers because of this game. This game made me break so much. Not even just controllers, like holes in my wall, like other shit. Just
Yeah, I think this game broke a lot of people. I think it's mostly because of the nukes.
yeah, especially because of the nukes. Because you'd be two or three or four kills away from a nuke, and someone with the fucking noob tube would kill you, or somebody with Commando Pro would lunge from halfway across the map and stab you.
God, there was so much goofy shit in this game. Heartbeat sensor, Commando Pro.
Yeah, yeah, there was a lot of goofy stuff, especially the noob tubes.
And riot shields, noob tubes.
There were so many glitches. The javelin,
emergency airdrops.
dude, emergency airdrop glitch, just infinite care packages. This game was as goofy gets, like for real.
It was dumb fun all around.
Now this game is super dated. This game is not fun to play today, really. It really isn't.
You would need a lot of luck to even find a game today.
Yeah, for real. The multiplayer in this game is really the best of the best just because of how fun and addicting it was. I mean, there was a lot of bullshit too and a lot of frustration to be had. But at the end of the day, like, this is the most fun Call of Duty game in my opinion.
Yes, 100%.
At least for its time. And the campaign also was fantastic. Wasn't very long. Like
No,
most Call of
but
Duty games.
I mean, it didn't overstay its welcome, so it's fine.
I don't even think we need to say much else about Modern Warfare 2. It was a broken mess that everyone loved.
Yeah, it S tier. It's in there for a reason, and it deserves it.
Modern Warfare 3, I have a lot of experience with.
I did play the campaign for that. I enjoyed the campaign. It was just more this. I felt like it was just a little more of the same, though.
Modern Warfare 3 felt like pretty much exactly like Modern Warfare 2 without a lot of the bullshit.
Yeah. That's a good way of putting it. I think, it just felt like, it was just it was a decent sequel, but I feel like it didn't change a lot. It didn't change too much
No.
from
Now it did. There was a lot. There actually was a lot as the DLC season went on. Because I don't know if you remember this, but in Modern Warfare 3, they had a new DLC like map pack every single month, like for a year.
Really?
Every month they would release new maps. They had a lot of different game modes. Infected was the first. Like I think it was the first Call of Duty with Infected. This is the first Call of Duty with Kill Confirmed also.
Yes, that's right.
And Infected in this game was honestly super fun. A lot of the maps were pretty good too, like the Dome one, or like I forget what it's called.
Dome, that's a classic one. I love that. I love that map.
Modern Warfare 3 had, it had, what was it called? Death streaks, or like stacked kill streaks, or like if you die, you could still get your stacked kill streak or something like that. What was it called?
Oh, wait. Oh, they had this is the first one with score streaks in it.
Score streaks, yeah, that's what it's called. It is the first
They had
one with score streaks.
They had score streaks, and then they had like three separate things for kill streaks. There was one for scores, like you would just need score to get a streak or whatever. Then there was one for kills. Then there was the support one, which I don't remember how it worked, but I'm pretty sure it was just kill streaks too.
I think you got it. Support, like I think if you assisted your teammates, you got more points towards it. Yeah. You got like vests and stuff, and there were a lot of cool kill streaks in this game, like
really cool.
IEDs.
I've never done that again. Yeah, fucking IED. Oh my god.
Walking around the corner, just blowing
God, you
up.
just leave it in the doorway, and that's just an easy kill.
For real. Everyone's gonna run into it.
Yeah.
There was also this game mode that Modern Warfare 3 released towards the end of its cycle that I don't know how many people will remember, but it was basically this game mode where, what was it called? Where like you would get a ton of score. Jeremy, I need to look this up. I gotta. Modern Warfare 3 game. I gotta find this. DLC game modes. I have to find this out.
I think this. I don't know if it was this game or Ghost, but it had Cranked in it, and that was a ton of fun.
Cranked. That's what it's. I think that's what it was called. Cranked.
Was it in this one?
No, Cranked was. Cranked was fucking.
No,
no. Cranked was in Ghosts.
Okay. Yeah, I don't remember which one had it, but yeah, that game was a ton of fun.
All right, you know what? I'm not gonna find this now, but there was this one game mode. No, I gotta find it. DLC Modern Warfare 3 game modes. Come on, it's gotta be somewhere. I'm on the Call of Duty. Oh, that's not Call of Duty website. No, I'm not gonna find it here. Fuck. What was it called, dude? I gotta find it. All right, here. We'll find it here. Content drops. Spec Ops missions. Multiplayer maps. Multiplayer maps. It doesn't say anything about game modes.
Let me see. They got this drop
Chaos
zone.
mode. That's what it's called. Chaos mode. That's exactly.
Oh.
Chaos mode.
Hey, oh. Okay. Yeah, I remember that.
Chaos mode was this mode. It's exactly like it sounds. You just get so much stuff just for killing. I don't know. It was just like a high octane, kind of like Josefina killing.
Yeah.
But that game mode was awesome. That's my point. You know what?
I do remember that now. I also remember.
I'd rank.
I also liked how in the gun game in this game, it was still the only Call of Duty and gun game where you can actually customize each individual weapon.
That's true. That's right. Modern Warfare 3 had a lot of stuff going for it. You know, the Spec Ops mode was pretty fun too.
I did like survival,
but
it was a ton of fun.
I think where this game really fell short. I think the problem a lot of people had with this game is that it looked and felt way too much like Modern Warfare 2. Like it really did, which I don't really care, you know.
Yeah, I didn't mind it, but I don't think it changed enough. Like
No.
it looked, played, and felt like Modern Warfare 2. Like yeah, there were different weapons and all that, but it just felt, again, just felt more the same.
Putting this here. It really felt like more the same without a lot of the bull crap and a lot of new features. So I'm pretty comfortable putting it right below Modern Warfare 2. All
Yeah,
around, solid Call of Duty game. A lot of fun game modes. A lot of cool guns. Campaign was solid from what I remember. I don't remember much. But
yeah.
we're down to the last two games here. World at War is one of my personal
Cool.
favorite Call of Duty games. It's the goriest
That
Call
is,
of Duty.
and that man, that campaign is so good.
That campaign
I
is awesome.
It's, man, it's like just the opening mission and all that from just start to finish. It is just all super good.
Yeah, the campaign, because you're fighting on the Russian front with Reznov as Dmitri. I think your name is Dmitri, and then you're fighting with the Americans, with the guy who's fucking Tank Dempsey, and
Yeah,
and the corporal. Campaign. One of my favorite missions has one of my favorite missions, which is Vendetta with Reznov.
yeah, yes,
Super great
absolutely.
mission.
Yes.
Um, and the last mission with Reznov is great.
Is that the one where you put the flag on the
Oh yeah,
yes.
you're fighting in the multiplayer map dome.
Yeah.
Um, God, I'm trying to remember. There's a lot. I haven't played this game in a long time, but this was one of my favorite Call of Duties. This felt the most. How do I explain this? This Call of Duty World at War felt the most like you were immersed in World War II.
Yeah, I don't know what it was. I want to say it was the art style, but like it felt like
Yeah,
it just it felt legit almost, you know? Like it was like the art style, the characters, all of it. It just felt extremely grounded. Like no like no silliness or anything. It was just just straight up, just it was war, you know? It's cool.
yeah. This was like super bare bones. This is like a really high octane fucking masculine game, really, because
Yeah.
there's so much gore, and you're right. The art style really made you really helped you immerse yourself in like the Japanese jungles and like Okinawa, those all those islands, and then on the flip side, it really made you feel like you were in this crumbling uh, Eastern Europe. The campaign was like super well thought out. Like a lot,
Yeah, it
there's so
was
much attention to detail,
so immersive. It was insane.
and the guns were awesome. They felt awesome. The gore was awesome.
Hey, the fuck, the trench gun
Oh,
noise is it's stuck in my head for as long as I live. Just shooting that thing just felt so good.
oh my God, you're right. The trench gun, the bar, the Thompson, the Arisaka, the Mosin Nagant. I think that's what it's called. Um,
The
oh
MG42, the
my God,
bazooka, Panzer Shrek, man,
and we can't.
so good.
Yeah, I really love this game, man. It's the first game with zombies too.
That is true.
All four of those zombies maps are classics. Like they're all bangers. Verrückt, Shinonuma, Nacht, and especially Derice.
Yes,
You know it belongs up here.
yes.
I think in order here.
I feel confident. Yeah. Uh,
What do you think?
yeah. I
Nah.
I personally, I would put. Actually, no. That's fine. Actually, that's perfect. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
that's that's exactly how I would put it. That's perfect.
Yeah. That's this also perfect.
Oh man, God,
We're not talking about
World
World
War
War II.
Two. Oh, World War Two.
Call of Duty World War II. I man, I don't even really know what to say.
I Everyone I know, like Jack, Fidel, them, they love that game. And Kieran, I'm pretty sure he played the campaign. He said he likes it, but like I hate this game. I do not like. I hate everything about this game.
This game feels. I don't. I wouldn't put.
I didn't.
I don't think I should put it in D. I don't think it belongs in D.
I don't think it belongs to D. I don't think it's that bad, honestly. It works. It's a functioning game, but I don't like it. I think B's a good place for it, honestly.
It's all around all right. I mean, the campaign is whatever. It feels
Yeah, I
kind of
heard.
generic, like a generic World War II shooting game. I mean, I like the. It did a lot of things different, like the barracks thing, and like I kind of liked how you could like duel almost. What is it? You could duel your
I did
teammates.
like that. I do like the hub world part of it.
Yeah,
I did like that. I just didn't like how a lot of that game was set up. Like I don't know. The weapons I don't even know. I don't even know. I don't even know about the weapons. I don't even know if they were good or not.
I don't remember enough about this game.
I don't remember any
I
of
just
them.
thought it was
I
pretty
remember
bland.
I remember the grease gun, and that's it.
The
And
grease
the zombies. Oh my god, I hate the zombies.
oh,
Oh my god.
we played some of it. I remember. I remember thinking it was all right. It just kind of felt. You know what it felt like? It felt like an off-brand Call of Duty World at War. That's what it
It,
felt like.
yeah,
It felt like a
yeah.
bad remaster of it.
Yeah, and that kind of hurt the experience a lot because I kept comparing it to that because they're both World War II shooters,
Yeah,
and I'm
it.
just like,
I don't
it,
know.
it like this. Yeah, this game's cool and all, but it's not World at War,
This game felt a lot like a hybrid between this game and like Battlefield.
and that's what I. That's yeah, and that's what I don't like. I really just don't like when Call of Duty keeps trying to like dip into Battlefield. That's probably why I didn't like it so much. It just kept trying to just like, yeah, we're gonna do this. We want to be Battlefield, but nope, nope, we don't want to be Battlefield.
It.
It, I just didn't get it.
I don't really remember enough. I remember dueling. The whole hub world was pretty cool. I mean, it's for me. If Call of Duty wants to in some ways take notes from Battlefield, I don't think that's a big issue. Battlefield's a great series, but you
But
know,
like if they want to dip, they should just go all in on it. Don't like because I don't remember what the mode was called, but they had like that mode where you like storming the beaches or whatever, and it was like you and like I think like 12 or 24 other players. You're like storming the beaches, you're like attacking, and the other team's defending, and that was cool. But it was insanely fucking broken. It like attacking just didn't work half the time. Like if you're gonna dip into that, at least go all in or something.
I guess so. I mean, look, I don't remember. It's just kind of to me, it's kind of forgettable.
Yeah, it is.
Not bad, but just forgettable.
It's too generic for its own good.
And that's our tier list here. We ranked everything that we had experience with, and everything obviously we don't fucking know about. We put down here.
Feels weird putting Modern Warfare down there. It's the most recent Call of Duty.
I'd only played it a couple times, so I can't.
I couldn't play it. My
You
PS4 would
literally
never let
couldn't.
me.
I mean, from everything I've heard from everybody who's played it, I
I heard
feel
this.
like I'd probably put it in A, if
Yeah,
probably, and if Cold War was here, I'd probably put Cold War in A
Cold
too.
War is definitely A tier.
I'd probably put it between Black Ops and Modern Warfare 3 if Cold War
Yeah,
was here, but it's just not. Uh,
that's yeah,
but
yeah. That's a good spot for it.
I think
And
this is a
Advanced Warfare.
pretty. Go ahead. Oh, Advanced Warfare? I don't know. I haven't played it.
That's a D tier.
I maybe. I mean, I heard the campaign was really great.
Had Kevin Spacey in it.
Oh shit, maybe it wasn't so great. Um, this is the best we got here. Like I said, if we had Cold War, probably go here. If we had played more of Advanced Warfare, to go somewhere. I don't know. Uh, I'm pretty happy with this tier list.
Yeah, I like how this came out.
This is like again, we're judging a Call of Duty based on all of its merits, all of its working parts, and
Yeah,
I think looking back, because at this point, Call of Duty as a series is that the hype has died down significantly, and you can really look back on what games were better than others and made more of an impact.
Yeah. You can tell when people just started to just get tired of it all.
Yeah, definitely around Infinite Warfare, World War II,
Yeah.
around then. But anyway, thank you guys for watching this extraordinarily long video. I'll probably edit it down a little bit in post, but I'm happy with how this tier list came out. And Jeremy, thanks for hopping on and doing this with me, buddy.
It was fun.
All right, see you guys.